What's going on, guys? Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. Today should be a shorter video. I am just going to be putting some side mirrors on the side-by-side. I got these off of Amazon, some Chupacabra side mirrors, and they look pretty good. They're a nice quality side mirror, and I see a lot of guys with Can-Am Mavericks run them, and I've been recommended to run these. I paid about 40 bucks for them on Amazon. So let's get to the install. So before we start, I want to show you what comes in the kit. First off, you get a cool sticker from the company. It's going to go right on the toolbox after this. You get some printed out instructions in case you need to read them. I'll probably have to read them, even though it's self-explanatory kind of how these mirrors go on. This isn't really a hard job to do. You get a warranty card in case they mess up, I guess, or you have an issue. Maybe they will give you a new set. Here's the mirror himself. It looks like a little Chevy tow mirror in my opinion. It's good quality. And this kit is for two different size cages, 1.5" and 2" cage. My cage is a 2". The clamp that's already on here is an 1.5". So I'm gonna have to take this clamp off and use the provided 2" clamp for my cage. It comes with these rubber shims. So there's a thicker ones and some thinner ones to stop the vibrations and noises your mirrors might make. So you got to use accordingly which one you think might work best for you. So if you want to pick up some of these after seeing what they look like on my Maverick, if you like them, I'll put the link in the description and you can check them out. Let's get to the install. First step I'm going to do is, because I know I can't use these clamps, I got to use the bigger ones. I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 5mm hex screws out and take this clamp off. So just learned that you have to hold back up on the other one because they're screwed into each other or something. So now I can take the 4 screws out. Don't lose your washers that are on here. So, okay, so this is what it is. It's a kind of a bushing and a little screw with some washers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off all the other ones and we'll get to the next step. Okay, so these shims have lines in them, and that's if you need to cut them down. So if you have an 1.5" cage, you're most likely gonna have to cut on one of these lines to make it work. But since I have a 2" cage, when I set this down in here, it is pretty even. So I'm probably not gonna worry about cutting anything. I'm gonna try these thin ones first, and I'm gonna go ahead and slide this clamp onto the cage and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna take my clamp and make sure my rubber shim is staying even. It's gonna be kind of hard because you gotta pry apart and get this on. Well, I'm gonna come from this way. See if I can get, the rubber shim is kind of hard to get in there and keep holding it while you're putting the clamp on. Okay, clamp is on. Okay, you can move the rubber shim a little bit while it's on there. Anyway, I got that one on. I'm gonna go put the passenger one on. Got my passenger one on and this one on, and my rubber is nice and even in there. I'm probably still gonna have to make some little adjustments to it, but since it's loose, you can pry this apart and move that rubber how you need it. Now let me show you what to do on the mirror to combat the angle. So on the mirror, you have a 4mm hex. I think it's a 4mm, and you just want to loosen this to where you can pull this out and rotate that. So I'm going to rotate this till it aligns with my clamp to where it's straight. So that looks pretty straight to me. It looks pretty good. Let's see. I'm going to work. Let me work with this for a minute. You got to kind of get down and eyeball it if you want it straight up and down with the unit. So it looks like this notch was my best. Yep. That is my straight up and down. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this back up. And we will clamp this mirror, or bolt the mirror to the clamp. And we will check for tightness. That looks good right there. So I was gonna do this anyway, but the clamps have a bolt hole and that bushing can only go through one hole. I was gonna put the screws up here anyway so the washers wouldn't fall out if you ever take them off. So they were already thinking about that. So put the mirror on here, put the screws in the hole here, put the bushing in, start screwing this together a little bit. Okay, where did my other bushing go? Oh, here it is. I hate when you misplace stuff or just set stuff down. Okay, now I'm going to tighten these screws. I don't know why I pause when I say stuff. It's weird. It's hard to talk and do the camera and do this at the same time. Well, that's really loose, so let me just... There we go. Now I hope that that is the only rubber I need and I don't need a thicker one. I am going to evenly tighten these though, so I'm going to tighten a little bit up top and do the bottom. So we get a nice even tightness. You know, I just tightened all that up, and looking at this, I want this to be more that way. So I'm gonna loosen these back up real quick and just turn this clamp a little bit more that way and then see what I got. That's so much better. Now it is even with the cage. And I am leaving a thumb distance. I'm putting my thumb and it fits perfectly in between here. I don't want it all the way down touching the plastic, so, and it seems to be the best way that I get a nice rear view shot. So this is kind of loose. There's a nut under here that you can tighten to fix that, but I don't want to tighten it too tight because I still want to be able to fold the mirrors in when I'm parking in here or something. So, but for now, the mirror's on there. Looks pretty good. Here it is with the side mirrors. Looks pretty good actually. I thought it was going to look kind of weird, but these mirrors seem to look pretty good. And the nut under here is, I used a 3/8 socket and just kind of tighten it a little more to get the mirror more tight. I can still move it, but it looks good. Doesn't look like crap like I thought it was going to look. And now I'll be able to see on the trail if anyone's behind me, or if I'm riding around the neighborhood, see if anyone's behind me. But yeah, I like it. Oh, it's so nice having the mirrors. I can see what's behind me. Nice little cruise in the neighborhood. Sorry about the wind noise. So I'm back from the cruise around my neighborhood. The first impressions, I can see clearly. They're not vibrating and they're not making any noise, and they did not move. So, and I hit a bump in the neighborhood and they stayed completely where they were. So these seem to be a good quality mirror for 40 bucks on Amazon. So like I said, I'll put the link in the description if you want to pick some of yours up. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to check out my channel. I have some other stuff I've done to this side by side. I plan on videoing trail riding with it as soon as I can get on some trails. I have some F-150 videos coming up. If you follow my channel for F-150 stuff, I got a few up the sleeve that I need to get filmed. But anyway, that was the install of the mirrors on my Can-Am Maverick. Thanks for watching.